Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there. Sure. Yeah. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here. Based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me, absolutely happened to me. For years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Welch's can't make everything make sense. Like why your mom still listens to the radio or what she meant when she sent that emoji. But a zero sugar drink that's still full of fruit flavor, we made that make sense. And strawberry, passion fruit, Concord grape, and more. You gotta sip it to get it. New Welch's Zero Sugar. Let's fruit stuff up.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder Express.
Yay, choo-choo!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on a really, really wild, weird show we have for you today. We're going to dive into a whole other world today. It's really strange. Can't wait to present this. It's going to be amazing. Before we get to that, quickly, shutupandgivememurder.com. Tickets for live shows. Sacramento, April 5th, San Francisco, April 6th. You are up first. Get your tickets. Right. Still some tickets remaining. A lot of these shows are selling out very quickly, so get in there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
One show, in case you can't make it to a regular live show or you want more live show, anywhere in the world you are, 4/20, April the 20th, virtual live show from us to your living room, just like a regular live show. But you're at home with your own booze and your own weed and all that. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be so much fun. We can't wait. And it'll be available for 2 weeks after that, too. So you can watch it as many times as you want. If you can't make it to it that night, you can get to it, later on in the 2 weeks.
Plenty of time.
Whatever you want to do there. Shutupandgivememurder.com, though, is the spot for all of that. Patreon.com/CrimeInSports is where you get all your bonus material.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody $5 a month or above, a cup of coffee, man. What are we talking about? A mere cup of coffee. Instead of that, you get hundreds of back episodes that have never been available anywhere but Patreon, and new ones every other week. One crime and sports, one small town murder, and it's all yours. So this week, which we're going to talk about, for crime and sports, you really don't have to like sports to be interested in this. In-ring boxer deaths.
Fantastic.
People just beaten to death in front of a crowd full of cheering people. So that's... You don't have to have any sports knowledge for that. And then for small town murder, we're going to talk about the Mel Lyman cult, which was a cult from the 60s, and it lasted for a long time. He was called the East Coast Charles Manson, Mel Lyman. So you can imagine that's an interesting one. We'll get into all that, some good hippie stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. Oh, what a sweetheart. We'll get into everything there. Patreon.com/crime and sports. That said, I think it's time, everybody.
Oh, boy, let's go.
Let's all sit back, clear the lungs. I don't care what you're doing out there. What are you doing? Yeah. Slicing deli meat at a Subway? Take a handful of turkey and throw it right in that person's face.
Yeah.
And then you take a deep breath and arms to the sky and you shout, "Shut up and give me murder." Let's do this. Let's go on a trip, everybody. Feels good. Feels strong this week. I love it. Let's go on a trip. Let's do this. We're going to Colorado here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Colorado. That's one of Jimmie's favorite places. He loves Colorado. It's beautiful there. It's hard not to like Colorado. This is Estes Park, Colorado.
Estes Park?
Estes
Did
Park.
you say Estes?
I think I said Estes like testes, yeah. Testes Park, Colorado. I wanted to say Estes Park, and I said Testes Park.
Estes Park. Yeah.
I've heard it,
nice
and I knew
place.
it, and I said testes anyway. Yeah. So, Estes Park, Colorado, north central Colorado, pretty close to Wyoming, actually.
It is, yeah.
You can get up there pretty quick. It's about an hour and a half from Denver, which is about the same distance that the airport is from Denver. If you're if you're coming in or out of Denver, it's very convenient.
Crazy.
It's very nice of you to put the airport in Nebraska for us to get there.
It's very nice that the Uber ride costs the same as the plane ride.
And takes almost as long. It's really great. Now I have the second leg of my journey. Fucking horrible.
I hope you don't have a layover somewhere. Fuck.
Oh, you're screwed. It's about 4 hours to Walsenburg, which is our last Colorado episode 423. Right. The Killer Has Something in His Pants was the name of that one.
My God, that's so far from here.
It's way down there. It's all the way southern Colorado. Population here, 5,942. So not a lot of people.
Right?
Under 6,000.
Yeah.
And the median household income and home price are way out of whack. Quickly, we'll go over.
Yeah.
Median household income here, $56,166.
Wow.
Which is less than the national average. Yeah. Median home price, more than twice the national average, or about twice.
Strap in.
$634,200. Brutal.
Colorado.
Brutal.
Calm down. Stop it.
There's a lot of you to be that expensive. There's a lot of Colorado is what I'm getting at. You go from the east
side of the state, there is nothing.
Yeah, you go from the airport to Denver, you go, seems like a lot of room out here. I don't know why everybody's
wide
so
open.
Goddamn expensive in there.
Putting up 15-foot horses out here, for Christ's sake.
Giant blue ones that killed a man. It literally crushed a man to death. We were told that by a foreign Uber driver.
Yeah, that killed somebody.
He thought it was cursed, that guy, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
So the land here was still being homesteaded as late as 1914. They were still giving it away. And whoever showed up, you could just claim it. So that's way late for that shit too. So not bad. And they had a lot of floods here. That's the main issue. Quick, we'll go over. 1982, they suffered severe damage in July from a flooding caused by the failure of the Lawn Lake Dam. After they said, quote, locally, and the report said, after years of disrepair and neglect. So it broke.
That's Colorado.
My God. The downtown area was extensively renovated after the flood. That's how much it fucked everything up. And a river walk was added between Main Street and Elkhorn Avenue. So there we go. Then there was also a flood of 2013 as well.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, both U.S. Highway 36 and U.S. Highway 34, the major routes into town, were severely damaged. So it was like you were in The Shining at that point, because that's where that hotel is here, too.
Right.
Hundreds of residents were also isolated here by the destruction of sections of Fish Creek Road and all 9 crossings across the Fish Creek. So the people were just trapped.
Wow.
Couldn't get out of their houses, couldn't get anything into their houses.
Stuck to floodwater.
Yep. Oh, and then if that wasn't bad enough, damaged sewer lines dumped raw sewage down the creek and into the Big Thompson River as well.
I remember that.
That's pretty gross. So,
yeah. That's
wonderful.
Disgusting.
No, fix your dams, everybody. Reviews of this town. Let's find out a little bit about it. 4 stars. Here's one. Estes Park is the quintessential small mountain town.
Right.
Some locals might refer to it as a hamlet. The town is small enough to get around on foot or bike. People generally know each other, and it's often that one has to stop and wait in the street for an elk herd to cross.
Yeah.
Well, that's charming. I like elks. I like elk. That's cool.
They're vicious, though. Those things are mean.
You got to watch them from a distance, yeah.
Yeah.
Estes Park is a tourist destination town and located at the foot of the Rocky Mountain National Park. Restaurants tend to be casual, and retail is sparse. There's no denying the scenery is amazing, as the town is located in a mountain valley.
Right.
Okay. Here is 3 stars. Current resident who rents and works year-round. The town has a lot of beauty, but I can't pay the exorbitant rent with sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
It's a little expensive. Tourism growth is prioritized without supporting the workers and families that keep this town running. Where is the workforce housing? Where is any, all caps, year-round affordable rental? I need something. The homeowners here will rent to you in the winter and kick you out or ask for $4,000 a month in the summer.
Right.
Holy shit. That is...
Because the summertime here is fucking magical.
I
is
bet.
Incredible.
Then there's an excerpt from a very long 1-star review. I'm going to give you one sentence out of it that I find hilarious. Quote, "It would be easier to go hiking in Fallujah."
Would it?
Through the desert? That's not really easier.
I don't think there are any IUDs. Is that what they are?
IEDs. Yeah. Improvised explosive devices. Yeah. So things to do here. Number 1, the Stanley Hotel is here. You know the Stanley Hotel because even if you've never seen The Shining, you've seen a meme, you've seen a picture. You know the hotel from The Shining. It's that big, scary, crazy, old ski resort building that Jack Nicholson tried to kill his whole family in. So that's what's going on here. That's what's there. And you can look that up. There's tons of weird folklore and strange goings-on and hauntings and everything else.
You know what it is? It's just people go stir crazy in a little mountain town. That's what happens.
And it's creepy and desolate, and it's dark early in the winter, and it's cold, and the wind blows, and people lose their fucking minds.
Being in a valley, the sun has to get up to get over the mountain. And then when it goes down, that mountain's there, so it goes down earlier, too. You've only got a little window of sunshine. Enjoy it.
A little glimmer of it. And then there's also Frozen Dead Guy Days. Which,
what the fuck is that?
If you listen to this as soon as it comes out on the early release, it's this weekend. It's
this
weekend. Yes, it's right now. Grandpa, we went over this in a Small Town Festival Patreon episode.
That's why it sounds familiar.
Grandpa Brito is over 120 years old. For years, he was a resident of a tough shed in the hills above Nederland, Colorado, just 40 miles south of Estes Park, where he remained very, very, very cold. These days, Grandpa is still frozen in a state of suspended animation, awaiting the big thaw, the one that will bring him back to life. Okay, so they have a huge festival here. They have a polar plunge, where they say, dress up in your craziest costume and take a frigid plunge into a frozen pond.
God, Jesus.
There's also the coffin races.
Right.
The legendary
Have you
coffin
heard of this?
races. Yeah, we covered this on the...
Right. Colorado, there's a reason why they do it, and I didn't even know it until recently. A girl's coffin was unearthed, James.
Yeah.
On accident. The earth just rejected her like a splinter.
Yeah, said, no, this one's no good.
Yeah.
It's a bad one.
Unbelievable.
Coffin races are teams of pallbearers race head-to-head through a course full of obstacles.
Wow.
Okay, and then there's tons of bands playing here, including Float Like a Buffalo. That's a band.
Okay, I like it.
Let's see, the Dead Fish Orchestra.
Okay.
Who else here? Future Joy. You don't get it now, but in the future. This is for later. Gary M. Hall and the Occupants, which...
What is that?
I don't know. They're squatting somewhere, I believe. They're occupants. That's it. You can't kick them out. So that said, let's talk about a murder, everybody. Right. We could talk about Frozen Dead Guys days
forever,
for a long time. Let's talk about a murder. We're going to get into a strange world here, just a weird world. Let's talk about a woman first. Let's talk about Kathy Adams is her name.
Yeah.
Sounds very middle of the road, whatever.
Very normal.
I mean, Kathy Adams, she's born in 1953. In 2010, when the crux of our story takes place, she's going to be 57 years old. So Psychic K is her AKA.
Oh.
Psychic K, she goes by. And
Kathy with a K, huh?
Kathy, yeah, with a K. Now, Psychic K, K-A-Y, in the Fort Collins area is very well known. She had this pink house that she did psychic readings out of, and she had ads in the paper all the time, so everybody knew of, like in Fort Collins, people go, who are you, Psychic K? Like that was someone predicting something. So it was like a joke.
Psychic K is the, what was that Jamaican lady that wasn't Jamaican?
Cleo. Yeah, Miss Cleo. And
yeah.
fucking Dionne Warwick was on there telling people the future. Give me a break. Since when did Todd Bridges have psychic powers? Really?
Yeah.
So Kathy, and we'll talk about her and the man she meets are both from the same world here. Kathy is one of 9 siblings in the Addams family. Jesus. And they are the Addams family because there's some interesting stuff going on here. Now, Kathy she was married and had 4 children as well.
Okay.
So she's a psychic with 4 kids and an ex-husband. She's been working as a psychic for a long time. Her brother Gary said she's had psychic ability as a teenager. She started figuring it out, and it's continued through her life. He said, quote, it got stronger and stronger as she goes.
Okay, well, the day she got married, she should have seen that divorce coming, right?
Yeah, this isn't going to work out. Never mind. And by the way, we will not do any should have seen anything coming jokes because every newspaper article led off with that. So if every newspaper article, if those writers thought of it, that's beneath us, and we can't. That's our last one.
Yeah, but how are you, as a psychic, how can you ever get divorced? Like, you should have known.
Yes, anything that happens bad, you should have known.
Everything. You should have the most charmed life.
If you're on the side of the road and your car is like, smoke's coming out of it and you're standing there waiting for AAA, fuck you. I'm not coming to you. Why'd you leave the house? You knew that was going to happen. Either that or you're a liar. That's what it is. Yeah. Okay.
It's all bullshit.
I don't believe psychics generally. Some people know some weird shit and you're like, how the fuck do you know that? But the general, like if you go somewhere, sit down, pay somebody to give you a psychic reading, I generally think that's probably bullshit for the most part. But there's people that have weird stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. I'd certainly trade that power of knowing what's going to happen to you in your life for what the fuck is wrong with my car.
Yeah. What happened here? So in 1990, she gets together with a guy. His name is John Marks Jr., of course.
Yeah.
If you listen to Crime and Sports, you know that's a bad sign. He was born in 1962, so he's about 9 years younger than her.
Okay.
He's 48 in 2010. They're going to be together for 20 years and never get married, too.
Really?
But they keep calling him common law, and she uses his last name as like her business name, but in reality, her legal name, I think, is still Adams the whole time.
Okay.
So that's how that goes. To describe Marks here, he's 5'10", a little chubby, he's about 210, 220, kind of guy, black hair, brown eyes, and a criminal history that includes driving while ability impaired, drug possession, and a whole bunch of other shit like disorderly stuff and general craziness.
Yeah.
Now they're both Romani gypsies. Quote unquote gypsies. If you watch the any of those gypsy shows on TV, this one or that one, Big Fat Wedding or whatever the fuck they are, that's who they are. They're those people, and also known as travelers if they're like of the English islands, there, Ireland or Scotland. Those are travelers, as we know, because we know people that are travelers, and they're.
I knew some gypsies growing up that would buy and sell cars.
Yeah. That's one of the things going on here. Now, they live in Fort Collins. So they moved there in about 2002-ish.
Okay.
They live in Fort Collins. She opens up a psychic shop in Fort Collins.
At the Pink House.
We said at the Pink House. She works there's a big sign that says Psychic K. It's located on Harmony and Timberline Road. And we'll talk about what happened there. Now, I found an ad from the internet for Psychic K.
Oh, great.
Psychic K is alternative medicine, astrologers, children's and family entertainment, clairvoyance. These are all the categories she's under. Hypnotherapy, party entertainment, party services, psychic arts and sciences, psychics and mediums, spiritualist company, and it has her phone number and all that sort of thing. 2024 East Harmony Road here. Okay. Now I found like her business stuff. She established her Psychic K business in 1999. She's listed as the owner. From a newspaper ad from the day, I found Psychic K renews loved ones. Does that mean she rises people from the dead or makes them love you again?
Reanimating folks?
That's an odd promise. Renews loved ones, solves all problems, immediate results. That's a lot to promise.
That's a very Beetlejuice ad.
I'll solve all your... Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I'll solve all your problems.
I don't like that.
That is a lot.
Chew on the dog.
So then in 2004, I found in the newspaper that she became like a local... People use her as a reference because I found from the Fort Collins, Coloradan, I found a person talking about the 2004 election, an op-ed about it.
Okay.
And she's talking about how, she's trying to make predictions for November 2nd. And she said, I briefly considered consulting my daughter's magic 8-ball, but it's broken. I predicted that would happen when we bought it. Psychic K was never home when I called. She must have known I would try. So
hilarious.
You can just reference Psychic K in Colorado in the newspaper and everyone knows who you're talking about. So that's how known she is in the area. She's operating here. She said she sees between 10 and 20 customers a month, which isn't even one a day. That's weird.
Yeah, that's
doesn't seem like enough to have a physical, storefront over.
Yeah, that's a lot of money you got to put out in rent. And how much are you charging per reading?
Charges between $25 and $125 a session.
Oh, that's not enough to live.
Doesn't seem like a living, depending on the type of reading.
Route?
She's got to be doing something. Maybe she's like doing, Grubhub on the side or something. I don't know. She's doing something because that's not enough money to live on.
That's not enough money, no.
A lot of her customers would drive from other areas of the state and even down from Wyoming to see her.
Oh.
Yeah, she's famous in the area. Yeah. So she has problems at home with John Marks Jr., though.
As you should.
He's a dirtbag. I'm just going to come out and say it. He's a He's a scammy scumbag. Wait till you hear about his family and what scammers they all are too.
Oh.
So her brother Gary, this is Kathy's Psychic K's brother Gary. I guess Psychic Gary we'll call him.
Psychic G.
Psychic G. There was a lot of domestic violence. He said she used to live here in Atlanta and she was scared of him. Because he lives in Atlanta, Gary, the brother. He said that Marks Jr. was always angry and frustrated, and jealousy was a big issue with him. Very jealous, too.
Oh.
When Kathy visited home for the holidays, she said Marks was forced to come around because he wouldn't let her go by herself. That's what the brother said. He'd have to come, too. He even said, quote, he'd get upset with her and say, there's too much love around your family and stuff like that.
Ew, what? He doesn't trust that she's not going to fuck her brother
your
or something?
Family likes you and stuff. I bet you
like all these hugs.
I bet you fuck your grandpa. Like
you guys touch each other.
I saw him give you a hug and he asked like how you doing and gave you a card. Fucking asshole. Like what are you talking
on
about?
The cheek, that's gross.
Gross. So 2005, the Pink House closes.
Yeah.
And it had a big bright Psychic K sign and all of that. And we'll talk about why because there's an article in the newspaper about it.
Really?
Psychic leaves Pink House on Harmony in rental dispute. And they're talking about the owners want to redevelop the site because I'll show you what it is. It's just it's a fucking pink house.
Oh, yeah.
And after this, it will become a huge, like, multi-thing complex with, like, a landscaper and exterminators and all sorts of offices.
Really?
Yeah. They redeveloped
John Cougar would be pissed.
Oh, they tore down a little pink house.
Should raise pink houses around here.
Joni Mitchell not thrilled either. It's a very large parking lot. So it's all fucked up, man.
Yeah.
They should do a duet about it. So they said, quote, perhaps Psychic K should have seen it coming is the first line.
Okay.
Yeah.
God damn it.
From 20 years ago in the newspaper. Rick Abramson of the Coloradoan.
Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Rick. The psychic, thanks, comic Rick. Rich, not even Rick. The psychic, who has run her business from the signature pink and white house at one of the most sought-after corners in Fort Collins, has left the house amid a dispute with her landlord. The property on the corner of Harmony and Timberline Road stands alone among dozens of national chain stores and restaurants. It's like a business district, and there's this old house that's been there forever.
That's just times are changing, and you got to keep up.
That's all it is. Marks ran her business out of her home for about 3 years, but recently moved to another house at 4308 North Garfield Avenue between Loveland and Fort Collins. And her husband, John Marks, also lived in the buildings. Clifton Jones, the owner of the 1,500-square-foot house and its adjacent garage, posted an eviction notice on the property over the weekend because he said the Marks owe him about $10,000 in back rent.
Oh, shit.
Which is what we figured when we heard those prices. She probably owes about $10,000 in back rent. The Markses were leasing the building for about $1,500 a month. And the business didn't even, even
it's
if
like 8 months of back rent.
Yeah, it's not going to work. They said that the owner, who lives in Austin, Texas, owned the property for the past 7 years and said he was frustrated by the dilapidated state he was in when he recently came to check on it.
And they were trashing.
They let it go to shit. Yeah, the yard is overgrown, the paint job fading, and trash is piled by the side of the house. Well, the paint job's on you because you own the house.
Yeah, that's
so repaint.
And the weeds is your issue too.
But you should probably mow your own lawn. I rented a house for a couple of years and I had to pay to have the yard mowed because I didn't have time.
Yeah, and up there, you do have grass. You're right.
Yeah, and also the trash piled by the side of the house. That's not the owner's fault. That's on them.
That.
Yeah.
No. Mm-hmm.
He said, quote, "It's really a disgrace what they've done out there."
Oh, a disgrace.
A disgrace. They promised me they'd take care of the place. Yeah. John Marks said he and his wife moved a couple weeks before they were evicted because Jones, the owner, had failed to repair the roof or fix the plumbing. An agreement both parties apparently made before the Markses started leasing the house. And John Marks, the husband, said, "I must have tried over a dozen times to repair the roof myself, and he wouldn't repair the roof."
Okay.
So, they said they're going to knock it down, and they're going to redevelop it into a 22,000-square-foot property as an office space thing. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to raise the buildings and just redevelop it all. Mm-hmm. They said it's a very good location. So if that's the only business she was doing, and she's well-known, and it's a great location, this is not a big psychic, draw here, really.
No.
It doesn't seem like it's a real viable business, but whatever. John Marks said they'd rather come out this way. It's more private and the parking is better. Their new place. So he's like, we're happy to leave. So October of 2010 comes around. She doesn't have the pink house for 5 years.
Yeah.
Having lots of problems. Apparently she is planning to leave John, finally.
It's over.
After 20 years of his assholery and abusiveness and saying your family loves you too much and weird shit like that. She's finally ready to fucking leave. But on October 11th, 2010, John Marks calls the sheriff's department and says that Kathy locked me out of the house.
Okay.
She knew I was coming home. That fucking, damn it, I can't sneak up on her.
Called the cops that she locked him out.
And because she disappeared.
Okay.
So I don't know why, if it's his house, he wouldn't just break into his own house, which would be the...
Yeah.
Wouldn't you just figure out a way to break in or call a locksmith?
Maybe he's dumb and he just has seen cops and how they can really open a door fast.
They come kick my door open, please.
They're pretty good at it.
But it's weird to report that she had locked him out of the house and disappeared. Okay, well, what do you call? Tell your mom that. Tell your brother that. What are you telling me that for? 911.
Thanks, have a nice day.
Yeah. Your common law wife doesn't like you anymore, and you can't get in your house. That's a you problem.
Okay, bye.
Did you run out of gas too? Anything else? Are you hungry? What else can we help you with? Jesus Christ. So the next day, because apparently this is over a period of a few days when Kathy's sister was also trying to get a hold of her. So on October 12th, 2010, Kathy's sister requests a welfare check from the sheriff's department. Because she hasn't heard from her sister in 5 days. She usually talks to her, and she can't get a hold of her at all. And this is in 2010, so cell phones and everything else. Right. This isn't like, I don't know, maybe she's at the grocery store and I keep missing her type deal.
Social media is really kicked off by now.
Big time, big time. So it's on the 2900 block of East Mulberry Street. Deputies arrive at the home. They knock on the door, check the rear of the door of the house too. No answer inside. Seems quiet.
Okay.
So from the statement the police released to the media, they said, however, there were suspicious circumstances that allowed deputies to enter the home. Deputies found no one inside the home, but located evidence that prompted investigators to suspect foul play. Oh. Now, what might that evidence be?
Yeah.
Foul play evidence. Well, the things they found it's pretty obvious here.
Mad foul.
Blood found in the drains. That's foul. That's pretty foul.
Yeah,
how often do you bleed out into your kitchen sink or bathroom sink? Probably not often.
If I've got enough blood that you can see it in the sink, start a search party.
Because I'm probably dead somewhere. I've plumb run out somewhere and fell over. I'm out of blood.
I'm certainly leaking.
Something, yeah. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely. These people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. But why don't you focus also, you look at green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well.
Right.
And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Also, around the washing machine. Blood around the washing machine.
Oh, boy.
In the home here. And a piece of carpet was missing, which is also a terrible... So when there's a big piece of carpet cut out...
It's always bad.
That never looks good.
Yeah.
Because I've never gone to a house that isn't a murder scene and seen a big chunk of carpet cut out of it.
Yeah, a rectangle 6-8 inches bigger than me is a bad. That's a bad rectangle.
What was that? About a 6.5 foot long, about a 4 foot wide chunk of carpet you cut out. That's normal, right?
That feels like a body could fit on that.
Yeah. So seems about bodyish. So like a stretcher. So they put out a thing saying, we're looking for this woman because they can't find her. Her whole family's looking for her. She's 8 brothers and sisters, and everybody else can't find her. Right. So. She's 5'3", 100 pounds. That's the description.
She is tiny.
Tiny. 5'3", 100 pounds, red hair, brown eyes.
Adorable.
So, yeah, totally. Yeah. And she might know you're coming, so be careful.
Yeah.
Don't think about her.
Not easy to spook her, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So more evidence here. This is the evidence why they're thinking there's foul play, besides the blood, because sometimes people cut themselves. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, her niece also told police that she was talking to Kathy on the phone when she heard John in the background say, "I'm going to fucking kill you. What the fuck are you doing?"
Oh, boy.
Which, I'm going to fucking kill you is pretty straightforward.
Statement.
It's direct.
Yeah, right.
I like the directness of it, honestly. If you're gonna do something, but this is disturbing, is what it is actually. What the fuck are you doing? So she's hearing abuse in the background, is what she's hearing. That was on October 8th, and that was the last time anyone in her family heard from her. So
it's a bad phrase.
That's not good. The last you've heard is, "I'm going to fucking kill you. What the fuck are you doing?" Then she disappears, and there's blood around the drain.
Uh-oh.
That seems pretty foul, right?
Yeah, as it gets, yeah.
Yeah. Now, her sister, Kathy's sister, had bought her a plane ticket to Atlanta for October 10th. So she was supposed to, because she was leaving. Yeah. That's how much she was leaving. She was leaving clear across the country.
Yeah.
But she then delayed the departure for a week so she could help her grandson, because she has kids and she's got a grandson. Yeah. She had to help her grandson out with something. So she said she would come like a week later. She told her family at that point she was done with her marriage and wanted to come back to Atlanta due to, quote, multiple instances of domestic violence.
Right.
Oh, by the way, a clump, just a good-sized handful of John Marks's hair was found on the kitchen table in the home.
His hair?
His hair, just like a little merkin sitting there, like he was just... I don't know. Yeah.
He's missing like a yarmulke-sized hair.
He's just got a chunk missing somewhere.
Beautiful.
And there's that. They believe, looking at all this, they believe their violence occurred in the bedroom, is where they believe. Okay. They don't know when anybody would have been killed or anything like that, but they believe that some violence had started in the bedroom. And they said then it looked like somebody made a sloppy attempt to cover it up, was how it works.
Yeah.
A lot of times, if you're not good at it, the cover-up ends up making it look way worse than it would have.
Right.
To begin with.
When that's messy, that's not good.
They found an 8 by 10 foot section of the carpet cut out of the bedroom floor. That's a tip off right there. Half the room's carpet's gone, and there appeared to be blood spatter on the closet door, and the whole place smelled of bleach. It's like, holy shit!
Of all those facts, don't you just turn to them and go, "Do you want to just get in the car with us? I mean, what are we doing?"
Yeah. Is he in the car already?
We already know, man.
It's harder to find Waldo than it is to fucking to figure out something very bad happened here.
Both pages for a little while. You go, maybe he's on this one. No, maybe this one.
Oh, there he is. He's
right up the middle.
He's by the hot dog stand on the beach. That's where he was. I kept looking by the water. That's the problem. So this is a lot. Well, they don't put him right in the car because he's not there, because he just disappeared.
He took off.
He called the sheriff's department, said, "Hey, I'm locked out. She's not here," and then left.
Okay.
And so the next day is when the welfare check happened, and so no one knows where he is. So they're investigating. They're seeking him for questioning at this point. They are tracking his movements through a cell phone, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's 2010. No, and he's a dummy. So after viewing surveillance video from the Longmont area hotel, investigators said Marks came into the hotel on October 13th at 1:30 a.m. wearing gloves.
Jesus, man.
Okay. Then left about 9 hours later in a different vehicle, leaving behind the vehicle he drove there with.
Is there anything you could do,
dude,
to make it more?
To look worse?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me put these gloves on. There we go. Now I look really guilty.
Dragging a body into the room or something?
Yeah, that'd be the only thing.
Anything?
Carrying a rolled up carpet, just like struggling to drag a rolled up carpet, like taking a breather every once in a while.
And then putting it in a different car.
Yeah, he pulled up in a Buick and then left in a different car, left the Buick behind.
Hilarious. Yeah.
So also surveillance video. It's so hard to do things nowadays, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Surveillance video from the Walmart Supercenter in Fort Collins shows Marks buying tape and gloves here. And surveillance video at the Walmart shows him buying not only duct tape, razor blades, and gloves as well.
Sir.
This is just couldn't get any worse. Where's your giant garbage bag, sir? If you come up at 2 a.m. with that, you go, "Sir, are you looking for the giant garbage bags and possibly a chainsaw? Because we have all of these things for your body disposal needs."
I mean, if you got a little bit of effort, there's hacksaws there. I mean,
yeah, I don't know what kind of shape you're in.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to put a little elbow grease into it. We got you covered.
Are you painting, sir? What do you
Please tell me
razor blades and knives?
Please tell me you really need to shave and paint badly. I really would like to know that.
Are you trimming out? Are you trying to cover up the trim in the room? Is that what you're doing?
No.
Are you painting?
Please?
Is that what's happening?
Is that it? So now the brother, Gary, says, we're just trying to find her. I hope to God she's alive.
Yeah.
So it's not looking good for this, though. And I feel terrible for this woman because she apparently put up with a lot of shit from this guy.
No kidding.
For decades. Was abused quite a bit and then was finally getting the fuck out. Like had a plane ticket, was ready to go and everything.
Done. Yeah.
Done. And then this is a scary thing here. So while she's missing, there is a website here that Allison found that was empathyinsights.blogspot.com. Okay.
Oh, Blogspot.
Yes. This is where somebody did a psychic reading to try to figure out where Kathy was. Because of Kathy's psychic abilities, this person thought that she'd be extra in tune to be able to find her.
Right.
Okay. So they did all of this. They said it's very important that readers of the blog understand this. Therefore, no one has to be very discerning when reading. Media news can put out stories that are not factual and are premeditated, but tarot can pick that up. So,
tarot reading.
Tarot can cut through all the bullshit, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
False reports, things like that.
It's a deck of cards, James.
It does it. It doesn't mean that that tarot is wrong. It shows tarot can see what might be suggested. However, when writing, the tarot may be taken as a fact.
Okay.
So there's that here. They said it cannot be considered 100% accurate. Please note tarot picks up past, present, and future vibrations.
Oh.
So I'm going to tell you a bunch of stuff.
Crossed.
And if it's wrong, there's a lot of reasons why that's possible. Which seems like it'd be about as accurate if I said, I think this is going to happen.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
When you have to qualify your reading, it's bullshit.
Well, the fact that like 7 chicks in high school did tarot card readings for me tells me that I don't think all of them had a gift, probably. You know what I mean? I think that's just a fun thing that some people like to do, and it's fun, and who cares? But
it is fun. Fuck.
You should put your whole life on it. That's the.
You're probably closer with one of those 4-sided things that mash things.
Yeah, you're going to live in a mansion with Julie. And
drive a Pinto.
Why
is there always a Pinto?
Always that was, you can't have it all, Jimmy. That's why. You never know. I loved when you're married to a supermodel, you live in a mansion, and you drive a Chevy Chevette. Wow. How is that possible? Why don't I move into a smaller house and buy a car that runs? Yeah. This is ridiculous.
I'll bet she's leaving soon.
Yeah, she's not going to drive in that fucking thing. So they said that they cannot guarantee 100% accuracy. I can provide glimpses and hope they may be of assistance. So here it is. My first question is, what happened to Kathy? And she has a card. My first card for Kathy is an attempt to find out what happened. Might play out differently, but it's what I have asked. That sentence is crazy.
What the fuck?
Tarot has given to me the 2 of Wands reversed. I always think of 3s as families, but here is the 2 or more people, and when that is upside down, something is remiss between them. The very first thing is the card is Wands, which shows a great deal of energy when it's upright, but when reversed, this energy gets drained out. There's a total lack of impetus here or clarity in a venture. The card shows her joining up with someone who should have had good business results, where you put all your ideas together and you let them set sail and wait for the results. Your ships to come, but here reversed, there's a terrible fear of deception likely in business or with property, definitely spelled wrong, ulterior motives, and some kind of creative block of some sort. I feel a risk was taken here against someone's better judgment. Someone is not being realistic about the situation. There's no cooperation in business at all. Okay, so just reading that back, this lady has linked up, this is still the reading, with someone in business, trusted them or felt she could, and then it probably dawned on her that this was not a good idea, perhaps a bad risk, then realized too that she possibly has been deceived. I would definitely read the card that way. I would do this because the card is the Two of Wands and general meaning over business, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Tell us where she is. I think we have the picture here. I see someone pretty confident in this card, but I also see someone else who's wanting to exploit that person who will oppose their visions. I'm guessing from the brief link that the guy pictured there might be the exploiter, meaning her husband. But we shall see. There may have even been 3 people involved here. However, let's just say one was pretty confident in their thoughts and ideas and one was opposed by someone else. Okay. My next question is to establish where Kathy is. That's the important part, really.
Right.
Bear in mind, it may be completely wrong, okay? But there are ships in the Three of Wands. So that could have something to do with the shipping, except the reversed card, they are in port. I mention it, yet it may not be of any consequence in this manner. However, looking above, I'm seeing a slightly unpleasant card. This card tells us that it's all ruined, in quotes, which is either an intuitive message from Kathy or indeed could be exactly what it looks like on that card. The card is a man laying there with like a dozen swords in his fucking torso.
That's the Three of Wands?
I guess that's what she says. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's a shitload of wands in that guy.
That's like a 12 of swords, it looks like.
Yeah.
So she says that if that is a location, then one will expect to find Kathy near a coastline because there's water right next to the card. I have the back in this picture, and if it were health matters and not location, I would have thought that this person had back problems or some kind of accident to their back. Not sure that's exactly what I'm getting, but backstabbing is not far away from my thoughts, whether literally or figuratively, which could make sense with the business card flop that has already appeared.
Sure.
Some people may know that the number 10 card is considered the aftermath, so it's the aftermath of an event where Kathy ends up. At least I am feeling that's what I have.
That's what that X is. That's the 10.
Okay.
A Roman numeral 10 up there.
It also says previous to this card is a very distressing scenario of 9 of Swords, is someone who is absolutely terribly worried, can't sleep, has had a lot of turmoil running through their head. 9 of Swords shows a bedroom scene, but we are looking at the 10 of Swords. We are asking about location, so I see her in the bedroom, upset and distressed. Then we have this card where someone is clearly laying out near water.
Okay.
Now, by the way, none of we found the blood and all that, none of that was released to the public yet.
Okay. Oh, so she doesn't even know if there was a bedroom incident.
No, that. I will give them that. That was shit came out.
The card gave her that. Yeah.
Exactly. They didn't release that right away because that would have been, they just said they were looking for this husband to talk to him.
Right.
There is a book to be found. It might be an itinerary book or accounts book or some kind of journal. Anything on paper that can be significant, so I will give that. 10 of Swords is direction. For direction is east. It gives me spring and sunrise. Well, spring is not much use in autumn, is it? So we could consider spring as a part of the location name, worth considering. I'm getting the brain and nervous system here and possible problems in relation to that. A complete sensation of overkill, so a lot of force appears to be applied. There seems to be a divorce, bankruptcy, loss, tears, etc., all general upset in this card. I never liked this card very much, and I'm sorry to see it because it will indicate that circumstances may be far from pleasant.
Yeah.
The indication
never liked this card much. That's funny.
Never liked this one. Yeah. The indications are that it is a man in the picture of 10 of Swords. Oh, this is 10 of Swords, not the 3 or whatever. But I can't decide the gender. Let me mention that this is not a death card. Many people assume it is. What I can say is it's not necessarily a death card, but it does show bottom line for everything because it shows everything is completely spoiled.
Yeah.
So then they said, when will they be found? Where will she be found? Or
so
when will she be found?
3 of Wands was because that's the next card in the Wand series.
Oh,
that's
you're
what
right.
you're
Right.
saying.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
So this card is like an 8. It looks like a bunch of sticks on it. I don't know.
Let's see, 8 of sticks.
It looks like an 8 of twigs. This card is a great speed, generally wands meaning weeks, but it could be any time beforehand, and Kathy will be found. Note that there is countryside, hilly area, and house and stream all in that picture, and that could be part of the landscape at the time. I'm not sure if an aeroplane has some arrow, she says an aeroplane, has something to do with the situation, but I'm going to mention that even though I can't place its significance. Kathy appeared to rely on the Knight of Pentacles, possibly with a money venture, believing that person would be stable and viable and someone she could perhaps trust. Okay. the location of the 10 bleeds into the Page of Swords. I have almost always seen this as a hill, which can have an actual name. Railways come into it, sometimes not always, and someone swinging a stick that clearly suggests something predatory. Someone has spied here on someone else. Lots of secrets and peculiar matters. Well, psychic would be spying, technically, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
being a psychic.
You're spying like a motherfucker.
I would look coastline, railway, hill, spring, number 10, east direction. Possible container involved somewhere, and something about the end of the year. Someone with problems breathing. Then she says phoenix, or they say phoenix or peacocks, and ultimately a bit of bad juju. I will leave this as a brief synopsis, and this is a brief overlook. I will come back and look again. I think I will take a look at this case up to police knowledge at the current time, then see if I can improve location and see what might connect to what I have. Okay.
Interesting.
Yes. So they talk about all of this. They keep talking about a hill and all this type of shit. They said, I asked Tara where Kathy had been between October 7th and 14th, and I got the chariot, which means two things, basically. Either she was in a car crash physically or symbolically, or the actual fact is she didn't go anywhere because her journey was postponed, meaning she was stationary.
10 days late.
How a week later out of that?
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
That would indicate not a lot of movement. Asking where Kathy was between the 14th and 22nd of October, I'm being given temperance reversed. This card's a complete lack of control, total imbalance, loss of patience, and a good lot of arguments going on between two people. The card previous to this is the lovers reversed. Their union stinks in this card, and there's a smell in the air, which is not nice. It could be over alcohol because temperance has a wine cup in it. Okay, so they said drugs or alcohol could be a part of this, or strange lust/sexual matters. It's all there. It all arises in these cards. This is more than a domestic dispute, as it takes into account every avenue of this couple's lives, where one of them is dominant and the other one gets the better of the situation.
Okay.
This person's basically saying, I don't think this is going to end well.
Yeah, but they're also saying it's over either money, sex, or drugs and alcohol, which are the
could be factors.
Most, yeah, obviously. That's
drug
the ruiner of all relationships.
No shit.
Or money. Jesus.
So they're also asking about John, and they're trying to figure out where John is through all of this.
Yeah.
Here. And they're talking about one of them is a cliff with water nearby. The previous card is the Fool. That shows someone also by a cliff with a dog biting their ankle. He has bags packed, so he intends on going somewhere. Music is part of the Fool card. Maybe he has decided to face the music. What kind of music that is, I don't know. Is it his own sense of facing the music or a general sense of facing up to one situation? So they said, I could be wrong, but cliffs can be hills. I would be more explicit with this, but the next card is something we can look at. So they're basically saying, look for cliffs and hills. This guy's on the run, which we knew anyway. Here. It's a weird situation. So it's a little while later where the car is found.
Where's it at?
It's at that hotel because they didn't.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
That's how they figured out to get the footage. Once they found the car, then they looked for the footage and said, holy shit, he's got gloves on. He leaves in another car. Yeah. This is weird. So they find it's their Buick. It's in a hotel parking lot. They send in a cadaver-sniffing dog, which alerts on the trunk of the Buick.
Uh-oh.
So, this, by the way, John had bought this car a few weeks before Kathy disappeared. It's pretty new.
In 3 weeks, either she was in it or the previous owner is transporting
corpses. Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently wherever your problem areas are. Tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right, let's go elevate your styles, people. Yeah. Get it going, look good out there, and you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable, and you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, while still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high-quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmie's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah, they're terrific.
Come on, be like us. Be fashionable. Get in there with Quince. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about a very cool place, Thrive Market. Yes, we are both looking to get into the healthy swing this year. The problem is I don't know what's in everything, and I don't know if even I'm qualified to even read the labels to know if that's good or that's bad.
Right.
There's chemicals and things, and there's things floating around. I don't know what I'm doing out there. One of my favorite features, and I know you were talking to me about this, is the Healthy Swap Scanner in the Thrive Market app. Yeah, it's simple. You scan any item, and it'll instantly suggest a cleaner, healthier grocery alternative, which is
it's great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's great. Thrive Market also takes the guesswork out of finding these safe, healthy foods. For example, like I'm trying to get my protein intake up for energy. I'm always moving around. I need stuff, and I love that you can filter their site by the high protein options.
Nice.
It's very cool, and you can personalize this portion, and you can put filters on it, and get ready. You should be ready for a junk-free start to 2025. Get ready for it and head to thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/smalltownmurder, thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show. Yeah.
The investigators also found inside the car gloves, garbage bags, and cleaning supplies.
John.
Not good.
Dude.
And they traced it back to Walmart, got the surveillance footage, and said, oh, there he is buying all this shit.
All these things, yeah.
October 23rd, 2008. It is 11:08 a.m. when Laramie County Sheriff's Office deputies are called to an area of Highway 36 near the border of Boulder County on a report of something laying in a ravine off the road.
Oh?
Upon closer inspection, they determined it to be a body. They couldn't tell. It was so decomposed, they couldn't even tell gender at that point.
Wow.
So they said the body had, just decomposed to a terrible state. And they said that there's, they don't know anything. They said no indication that this incident is related to any open cases at this time. Mm-hmm. Body was transported. 2 days later, they figure out it is Kathy Adams, this body.
Yeah.
She's died of blunt force injuries.
Wow.
Which is, they said, actually like a crashing, a beating, that type of thing. She was dumped naked with injuries from head to toe.
Really?
Including genitals and everything. She's been
no.
sexually assaulted and every other way possible. It's horrible. She was found duct taped up with the carpet around her.
Oh, Jesus.
Horrible. Fucking horrible. She was wrapped also in drapes from the house, curtains that matched from their house. This from a fucking set of curtains. She took one of the curtains and wrapped her in it. It matches the house. Blunt force trauma and strangulation, both as the cause of death. Also said she suffered injuries to her, like we said, her genital area. So her wedding ring was ripped off her finger, they said also. Like ripped her finger off basically by her wedding ring. So that's symbolic, isn't it?
It's
none of her other
anger.
fingers.
That's rage. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me my ring back is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And also, there was brain bleeding and 11 rib fractures before she was strangled to death.
Wow.
Fucking
just a beating.
A horrible beating, a wrapping up, and just a dumping unceremoniously down a ravine. That's fucking gross.
Horrible.
Gross.
Absolutely horrible.
So the reaction to this, her sister, Debbie, said, "This is terrible. Now it's real. Everyone thinks that they're exempt from the bad things in the world. There's not a lot of good in some people." That's horrible. It's that they must be fucking go. She was this close to being home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they felt like finally.
A week, and she's in Atlanta starting a new life.
If that's your sibling, you've been worried about them for a long time in this relationship, and she's finally doing it and finally going to be here, and that's just horrible. They still can't find John, though.
He's still on the run.
He's still on the fucking lam here, and will be for about another week.
Really?
Yes. October 29th, 2010, he's finally caught. And he is caught when he went to a Perkins with his parents.
Why a Perkins?
Why a Perkins? You know what? I'd rather probably get arrested than eat the food there. So you know what? Good.
Thanks. You guys are saving me.
This is in Loveland near the Budweiser Events Center. So
Loveland, Colorado.
Loveland. Yeah. So he was caught off guard, I guess. He had scratch marks all over his chest when he was arrested.
Still has them.
This is 3 weeks later almost.
Yeah.
And he had $1,700 in cash in his shoe.
In his
shoe? In his shoe. Yeah.
That's an uncomfortable walk. That's a lot.
Yeah, by the way, the body was dumped in a mountain ravine, which is...
No kidding.
Exactly what that tarot shit said. So, yep, he had been staying in multiple hotels using cash and aliases. They just tracked him by his cell phone to see where he was going all around. So they put him in court here. His bail's initially set at $100,000, but then they up it to $1 million due to the severity of what he did. Right. Yeah, I would say so. They said they also declined to change the bond amount, noting that Marks had taken steps to evade capture. When they tried to get it lowered back down again, they said, no, he tried to escape. It's not like he turned himself in.
Right. He's running on a straight cash system at the moment. That's a man that doesn't want to go. Yeah. He doesn't want to face this.
And they said it was in the newspaper for fucking 3 weeks that we wanted to talk to him. He knew we wanted to talk to him. Anybody who ran into him said, hey, have you heard? They want to talk to you, probably.
Right.
So he definitely was doing that. Meanwhile, his attorney in court said he didn't go anywhere. Here he is.
He's still here in Loveland.
He was still around. I mean, you just didn't know where. So the second-degree murder they're talking about, that carries a sentence of 8 to 24 years in prison. First-degree murder carries life in prison or death. So according to Colorado law, a person commits second-degree murder if he or she knowingly causes the death of another person. First-degree murder requires proof that the person killed someone after deliberation and with the intent to cause it. So there you go. Now, the defense. This is the trial here. Yeah. Holy shit. His defense is that he's a gypsy, and you don't understand.
Oh.
That's his defense.
I don't think that...
It's a gypsy thing you wouldn't understand. That's literally...
I don't think that's recognized.
I don't think it's good for a jury, really, probably.
You don't want to take the Jeep approach to this.
It's super weird. So the defense said, listen, you need to know the history of the Romani gypsy culture, which both of these people came from. They're both members of. And they said it's not unusual for members of this community to avoid contact with authorities because they've had such a long history of persecution. She's bringing up Hitler and because they sent them to concentration camps too. There's just a lot less of them, but they're bringing up because Hitler was mean to them, But in this country, they're just white people. That nobody knows what the fuck they are unless they tell them, hey, I'm a gypsy. And then they just go, oh, like that TV show? And that's the end of it. No one cares.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah, that's strange. Okay. So you have big, crazy weddings with ugly dresses? Sounds great.
Heard you've never heard of a bunt cake.
So you guys wear frilly, green, puffy prom dresses to get married in. All right.
And you spray Windex on everything. Okay.
That's Greeks. That's from my big, fat Greek wedding. Not that I do remember. Same shit, all right? Who do you care? Throw some Italian shit in there, too. It works. It's all the same. Don't worry about it. So that's their defense. Quote, they hide because they have a tradition of hiding. They hide because they've been persecuted. Maybe they have, but he killed a lady. So that's different.
Right. That's why he's doing it.
She said a cultural expert will testify as to the very secretive community that refuses to assimilate, explaining why community members tend not to cooperate with law enforcement. And they also said that they were raising her grandson when she disappeared, countering prosecutors' assertion that she was trying to flee the marriage. Meanwhile, she said, I need to delay it a week. She had a plane ticket with her name on it.
Right.
Because she had to do something with the grandson. That's the point. Mm-hmm. So the prosecution says, well, I don't know, there's DNA evidence and, logical evidence all over the house here from a violent, bloody scene at the home. And also, we found shit under her fingernails that point to him, scratches that, he's got on his chest.
Yeah, so his defense is I ran, and that's my culture. Okay, but you murdered.
Yeah, you forgot about that part of the murder.
Right.
Yeah, they're saying just because he ran, it doesn't mean he's guilty. It's, he's a gypsy. That's why he ran.
Okay.
That's what they're saying. Yeah. They're used to that. That's the whole defense. But the prosecution said evidence taken from her body will scream at you.
Yeah.
They said that the district attorney, Josh Lehman, described the elements as of a, quote, intimate beating and sexual assault by her husband. Wow. So they show all the evidence that we just talked about. The plane ticket, she's leaving him. There's DNA, clump of hair, her blood, his shit under her fingernails. It doesn't seem real, like a real stretch to deliberate here. The closing arguments here, the defense team argued there isn't enough evidence to show that Marks was the one who killed her. Just isn't. They said some DNA samples weren't specific enough to indicate whether Marks or maybe one of his male relatives could have left him.
Oh.
So all the evidence points to him, but maybe just his brother came over, killed his wife for no reason.
Him, but maybe his family too.
Because it's that side. The DNA it's somebody from the male member of this family. Well, guess what? She's married to a male member of that family who happens to have DNA under the fingernails of the victim and a clump of his hair on the fucking table.
And then is running.
And then ran away. And used his own drapes to wrap his wife up. Fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. So the attorney said that the case is complicated. It's really not. It's really not at all complicated. And it's normal for members of the gypsy community to hide and avoid police. He also said that if a close relative had killed Kathy, that John would have definitely tried to cover it up. He wouldn't have helped the cops because he's a gypsy. Yeah. So after they hear the closing arguments, they were deliberating here. This is second-degree murder and sexual assault he's being charged with. But right before it goes to jury, they add another charge. This is actually requested from the defense, and the judge grants it. That's a charge of accessory to a crime. That was added as an option just in case jurors decide that maybe he was covering up for somebody else. Maybe that male relative shit worked, and they think a brother did it, and he's just helping cover it up. So maybe they'll just give him that. So it's 4 men and 8 women on the jury. And the verdict comes in guilty of murder. And sexual assault. Absolutely.
Second degree. Yeah.
Guilty as fuck here. So during his sentences, family members of Kathy described him as sadistic and extreme. Here, her brother Danny said, we can never recover. This man cannot be freed again to put anyone through what this family has been through.
Oh, boy.
Now, 2 of his 3 sons were there, and they had a letter from his 3rd son. And one of them said, Kathy Adams never said anything about John being violent toward her. That's what the family attorney said.
Wow.
Oh, great. Yeah, because they keep it insular. That's why.
That was the whole reason she was leaving. Because she said lots of physical violence.
Of abuse. Yeah. Yep. But they said she didn't tell me. Well, yeah, you're not in the family either. So that's why. They said, would you like to say anything? Anything you'd like to say for yourself? And he said, nope, I'm good.
Really?
So the judge says, okay, my turn then.
Yeah.
You, sir, may fuck off. 48 years, which is the maximum possible for second-degree murder.
Uh-huh.
And on the sexual assault, another 8 years to life, which is to be added consecutively to the murder.
So he's got to do the murder time. Then we'll do the 8 to life. And every 8 years we'll talk about, well, 8 years at least. And then after that, we'll talk about letting you out.
And he's like 50 and not in great shape.
You're gonna be 113.
Yeah, you're gonna die in prison at 67, probably.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you, if you're lucky. How about that?
Meaning you probably got about 7 years to go.
Yep, you're almost there, big guy. So in 2014, they finally put up that office building where the little pink house was. By the way,
really,
finally, for Christ's sake. Yes, a Geico Insurance has moved in there.
Fantastic.
It's a 6,600 square foot 2-story building.
Yeah.
There's an exterminator in there and a landscaper, and it's
your psychic is dead, but
little corporate
good news.
park.
You can save some insurance money.
Jesus Christ. We got good news, 10% on your auto insurance. So it's been vacant since 2005. This guy just let the house deteriorate for another 10 years, basically, which is crazy.
Jesus.
Now, 2015, let's start talking about John's family, because full of scammers. Okay. His son and his son's wife, who are also psychics, by the way, John Marks, his son and his wife, scam a woman out of $37,000, allegedly here. They say a self-proclaimed Fort Collins psychic is accused of bilking $37,000 from a woman distraught over a breakup with her boyfriend.
Oh, God.
This is the son, Stephen Marks, and his wife, Gina. They were arrested, charged with Class 4 felony theft, and additional felony counts of identity theft and financial crimes have been lodged against the wife. Police say the couple convinced the woman to buy mystical crystals from them.
Yep.
And to give them Target gift cards, which Gina Marks later spent on electronics and home goods. The victim of the alleged theft first met Gina in August 2013 for a palm reading after breaking up with her boyfriend and questioning several aspects of her life. Marks at that time told the woman to burn orange candles before bed. After 6 or 7 nights, she would dream about the person she was to be with.
Wow.
When the dream didn't happen, the woman met with Marks for a follow-up tarot card reading. I'm going to go deeper into this since she lied to me once. Might as well give her more money.
It's just George Clooney. It's all George Clooney dreams. What's happening?
What's going on? That's when Gina and Stephen Marks promised to work with the woman until she found her soulmate. Until you run out of money or find your soulmate.
Whichever happens first.
The woman paid $120 for twice weekly meetings.
Oh, God, $240 a week?
A week. She was instructed to text Gina Marks about her dreams and open a Bible to random pages and text Gina Marks the chapter and verse. The victim said she kept thinking of the number 9, to which Gina Marks said she needed $9,000 in an envelope, and the two exchanged throughout their meetings.
You're right, the number 9. It's 9,000.
Oh, my God. The woman became, isn't that amazing? 9, that means $9,000 you give me. As the woman started to have doubts about this whole thing and started to realize she was going broke, literally. She couldn't pay her bills. She asked for the $9,000 back. It's at that point that Stephen got involved, John's son, and the couple convinced her to spend a combined $21,700 on gems that would prevent her ex-boyfriend from finding love on Match.com. Okay. If you're willing to spend $21,000 to keep your ex from finding someone on Match.com, you deserve whatever you get. Sorry. You deserve it. You're an idiot and a spiteful idiot. Fuck off.
Yeah. Also, as a failure on Match, don't worry. He didn't find it.
No, he missed it. Yeah.
It's not there anyway.
It's not there. Not love he didn't find anyway.
Nope.
He found the clap probably, but that's it.
He found someone that's going to take half his shit in 6 years. That's all right.
He found red bumpy shit on his dick is what he found. So the woman also opened a credit line at Target to purchase thousands of dollars in gift cards, which Gina Marks reportedly said she would meditate over and return to her. I have to meditate over Target gift cards. That's the only way I can get a reading.
You can have these back after I use them anyway.
Yeah. Well, when the woman asked why she never received the cards, quote, Steve Marks said the gift cards were in a Bible and Gina Marks was working on them. Later, Stephen Marks said the only way to ensure happiness was for the woman to spend $67,500 on Armor of God, which is not a thing. It's not like a statue. It's nothing. Right. It's a spiritual, non-tangible item that consisted of a helmet, a breastplate, and a sword.
Oh, my God.
They gave her a play set, and we're like, here you go, $67,000. So the cost of a Mercedes. Here you are.
The price of an Escalade.
They told her if she didn't do it, her soulmate would forget about her and would, quote, meet a blonde sex addict who Stephen described as the spawn of Satan in mortal form.
She sounds fantastic.
This is awesome.
Hope I meet her one day.
About that time, she saw reports of scams involving psychics and went to an investigator and then reported it to the police. They determined that the Target gift cards purchased by this woman were used to buy 2 iPads, an Xbox, a PlayStation 4, a razor, clothes, a TV. Yeah. Food stamps benefit card rounded out a purchase not entirely covered by the gift cards.
Unbelievable.
And that card was confirmed to be issued to Gina Marks. That's how they had proof it was her. So they served a search warrant and found all the shit that they had taken. And they also located credit cards believed to have been stolen from someone that Gina knew as well.
Right.
This is wild. She's also involved in a different one. Adam Marks, who's another kid of his, was arrested in 2012 and charged with stealing more than $20,000 to help heal a woman's negative aura.
Unbelievable, man.
Gina Marks pleaded guilty in 2015 to a felony theft charge and was ordered to serve 90 days in jail and 8 years of probation and $36,000 in restitution. Now that, I don't know what happened to the son, so all that's alleged, but that's what the newspaper alleged. Now, Nancy Marks. I don't know who she is to her, to him, maybe a sister because she's 54. Yeah. She's a suburban Denver psychic who in 2010 was accused of stealing thousands of dollars from clients by telling them money is evil.
You have to give it to me. I'll take care of it.
No. She needed to know their credit card numbers to make sure there wasn't too many 6s in them because that would be evil. So tell me your credit card number, and I'll tell you if it's an okay credit card number for you.
If it's enough 6s.
Holy shit. They say one client lost $50,000 after giving Marks his credit card numbers when she said anything with the number 6 in it is bad and that she would draw out the bad energy. Instead, she made large purchases at department stores.
Drawing out the bad energy.
Drawing it all out.
That's
not all.
Thousands, yeah.
That's not all.
What?
Next up, Cousin Peaches.
What?
Peaches. Cousin Peaches.
Real name.
Second
Probably.
cousin that was arrested in California for scamming a person for $450,000. Her name is Peaches Marks, apparently.
Yeah.
Her sister, Anna Marks, took a poor soul for over $250,000 in New York State a few years ago and fled to California. A warrant was issued a few years ago. She's still on the loose.
Oh, my God.
This family is fucking wild. They're not paving driveways like our traveler friends used to do or do, painting and stuff.
Working their asses off in the sun.
So then Adam, by the way, in 2016, his other son, Adam Marks, is sentenced to 6 years in prison.
Shit.
That's the $20,000 negative aura. And meditate and deal with the huge angel protecting her.
Yeah. So
that's what he was supposed to do. He pleaded guilty to 1 count of theft and all of that shit. Now, 2020, John Marks Jr., our murderer here, appeals his conviction, saying that his attorneys failed to properly advise him of a potential plea agreement. And they say, no, you can fuck off. They said,
I told you.
They said it was fine. They said there was absolutely no formal offer made, is what the prosecution said.
Got it.
They're only obliged to bring a formal offer, not a possibility of an offer. That's different. So they said that if we did receive an offer mid-trial, I think that's something we would have encouraged him to take. The lawyers are like, we think we would have went through with this embarrassment of a trial?
Yeah.
Think we would have went with the closing argument of you don't get it, they're gypsies? No, that we wouldn't have done that.
And we were confident we were going to get you, and we did.
Yeah, and we
didn't need
did.
to offer you anything.
Now, there are a couple other Psychic Ks here, by the way. If you go to
boy.
psychick.com, there is a Psychic K that is listed in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
Yeah.
They do
Searches
chakra
on the
balancing, tarot, and all that sort of thing. And then there's also a Psychic K on LinkedIn who's in the UK. A Psychic K from the UK. And that's her name on there. And she says she's Psychic Kingdom. She's been aware of her senses since the age of 11 and has been performing these readings for many years with the help of her spirit guide, Martha, who's also her late great-grandmother. I give up. I'm out.
Oh, my God.
I'm out. That's Small Town Murder Express, everybody. That's Estes Park, Colorado. They found her body in Estes Park, Colorado. That's why we did that there. It's a little bit of a cheat because it's a crazy story, but fuck it. You enjoyed it. What do you care?
That's where it is. Yeah.
That's right. So thank you for joining us for that. Definitely shutupandgivememurder.com. April 20th, virtual live show, just like a regular live show in your house, available for 2 weeks after that. April 5th, Sacramento, actually in Sacramento.
Yes.
April 6th, San Francisco. Get your tickets right now. They're going fast, and
it's going to be great.
Stuff. You're first on deck. Don't embarrass yourselves, fuckers. Yeah. Let's do this. Do that. Patreon.com/crime and sports this week. In-ring boxer deaths. And, of course, the Mel Lyman cult, East Coast Charles Manson. Get in there and learn all about that. Follow us. Hang out with us. It is, what are we? Small Town Murder on Instagram. Small Town Pod on Facebook. You know where the fuck to find us. Keep looking. Thank you so much, everybody. And until next week, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
It takes one guy out there to say, who's that Kyle who thinks he can just get on a microphone on a podcast and start publicizing this?
From iHeart Podcasts and Tenderfoot TV comes a new true crime podcast, Crook County.
I got recruited into the mob when I was 17 years old.
Meet Kenny, an enforcer for the legendary Chicago outfit.
And that was my mission, to snuff the life out of this guy.
He lived a secret double life as a firefighter-paramedic for the Chicago Fire Department.
I had a wife and I had 2 children. Nobody knew anything.
People are dying. Is he doing this every night?
Torn between 2 worlds.
I'm covering up murders that these cops are doing.
He was a freaking crazy man.
We don't know who he is, really.
He is my father, and I had no idea about any of this until now. Welcome to Crook County. Available now. Listen for free on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.